I'm Andrew and welcome back to Taekwondo Step by Step. You know, a long time ago, about 2,000 years ago, remember I told you the story yesterday about the young men, the teenagers who fought in the Shilla War? Well, there was a young man by the name of Tong, and he also fought in the war. He was only 16 years old, and he was very brave and very strong. But he was captured by the enemy, and when he was taken before the leader, they were going to kill him. But when the leader saw his strength and his bravery, he just didn't do it. In fact, he praised the young man and kept him alive. Well, that's the spirit of Taekwondo. Let's have a look now as Master Lee takes us through Taeguk Yijang.
This is where you learned up to last time. For today, we'll learn how to do the 앞서기 얼굴 맞기. I hope you'll practice along with us from here. From this position, which is the 앞굽이 얼굴 반대줄이기, you balance yourself on your right leg, and you go into the preparatory wind-up for the 얼굴 맞기. At the same time, like always, you control your breathing, and you do the 얼굴 맞기 to your left, pivoting on your right foot. And consecutively, you do the 얼굴 맞기 in the same manner, not forgetting how you should control your breath and wind up for the facial block. An important pointer here. When you block, the wrist of the blocking hand should be above the center of your head, and the gap between the head and the wrist should be about a fist size. And lastly, there's another important thing you should keep in mind. When blocking, your forehead should be showing right below your inner wrist. It should look like this. What we'll learn today is called 몸을 돌려 몸통 맞기. From this last position, you pivot on your right leg. And with a full wind-up, you go through the pre-blocking form. You lift your arms like this, right arm over your shoulder, and left arm up to your chest. Then while maintaining your balance, you spin around, and exhaling 2/3 of your breath, you make the block. Now, the next step is the symmetrical move. This time, your left foot becomes the axis. And as you inhale during the wind-up, you turn around, exhaling 2/3 of your breath for the block. It should look like this.
Well, Tong, the 16-year-old, the teenager who was fought and he was kept alive by the enemy chief, after he was released, he went back, but he was so ashamed that he was actually still alive that he went back to fight against the enemy again. He was only a young man, but That's a lot of courage, isn't it? Anyway, now we'll go through what we did with Teguk Samdang on Thursday and Friday, and then when we come back, we'll get straight back into the book, okay?
For the 왼앞서기 아래맞기, you go through the wind-up first. It should look like this, crossing the arms with the fist in the right place. The right fist should be under the left elbow. And you should control your breathing. You all know how to do that, right? The next step is to do an 오른 앞차기, and following it through with 2 consecutive punches, 1-2. A reminder before doing the kick. You have to raise your blocking arm up to your chest. Then you kick aiming at the sternum of your imaginary opponent. This is where you should kick for major impact. You raise your leg focusing your energy to your 앞쪽 or the front sole. Then setting your leg down in an 앞구비 stance, you make a 1-2 punch, starting with your right fist. An important pointer here is that you have to focus both of your punches to the sternum. You shouldn't randomly punch. So try to aim accurately when you actually practice.
Well, there's good news and there's bad news. The bad news is Kwantang was again captured by the enemy, and this time they didn't let him go. They had him beheaded, and they sent his head back on a plate to the Shilla kingdom. But when all the other young men saw this, then they were filled with courage and strength, and they again fought and they won. And it's this courage and strength of mind and body that Taekwondo tries to instill in people. We've now finished Teguk Idang, okay? Soon we'll be going and finishing all of Teguk Samdang, so keep practicing. I'll catch you again next week.